Hi guys, Scooter's coming back to you with I'm trying to keep it a quick review of the Vosteed Mink. This is their first foray into fixed blade knives. They've been really good in the folder world, but this is their first fixed blade, and they killed it. This thing is a little beast. Very light, 3.33 inch black coated Nitro V blade made out of 0.118 stock. It's a little thinner, though, just under 1/8 of an inch. Overall of around a little over 7 inches. Fills up the hand real nice with these green frag pattern micarta scales. Very grippy. But not annoyingly grippy. Like, they're not like sandpaper, like painful. And these get a little bit grippier as they get wet. Nice little lanyard hole. I swear I can't figure out what I'm ever going to put in these. I want to, but I'm so flaky that I'd probably hate it after like a day. Can still get a nice 4-finger grip on it, even with my big hands. I have pretty big hands. I'm coming to find out, but still a very comfortable knife. Cuts beautifully. I cannot give it any problem in the cutting area. Let's see if I can get a nice cut of this on stage or on camera here. Oop. That was me. That was not the blade. That was me. Because, you know, let's make this camera ready first. So here, just something a little bit better looking. Yeah. I mean, it's slicing pretty well, and this is a nice thin, nice smooth cut. No rags. I cannot give it any problem there. So it's very comfortable and a very good cutter. Nitro V has yet to let me down. I had one get a little dinged up, but I was able to sharpen it up with some pretty standard bench stones about, in maybe 10 minutes. And it was just a little chip. It wasn't even, I don't even know if it was a chip. It might have been a roll, but it did fine. It's easy to fix. It's easy to touch up. And being that this is pretty inexpensive. This came in under, I believe, I want to say this was 70, but I could be wrong too. I'm really flaky with that, but it comes in under $100, pretty well under $100, and honestly, you get a lot for what you pay for. Comes with a nice little sheath that is pancake style Kydex. Kind of a generic style tech lock. Goes on pretty much any size belt that most people wear. Retention is really good. Jimping will get caught on it a little bit, but it's not bad. It's like you can kind of get yourself kind of trained so that you're using it. But I mean, that is not going away, and there's no rattle whatsoever. I kind of wish this would have been a clamshell, but that's only because the way I like to carry, it would have been better for that, and it would have been better for like the cross draw style carries, which I think are becoming more popular. So maybe they'll come out with one, or maybe some people will make their own. Because I know I like to carry mine kind of like I like to carry mine with the OWB straps, and I do a reverse draw off my right hip. So, and it's a very comfortable way to do it, especially if you're a bigger guy. So maybe they'll do that, something like that later. Maybe they'll make a nice pocket sheath or something, which I think that would be phenomenal for this. And talking about it, it's a very similar size to the dog bone, which is my personal favorite. And then they're about the same size as the Bradford Guardian 3 Warney. I think the Warney's just a hair shorter. They all just kind of fill out the hand a little differently. But they're all about the same size. They're kind of coming in around that 7-inch mark, which seems to be the kind of standard for a lot of EDC ones. So, overall, totally recommended this knife. Totally recommend this knife, especially for someone who's just looking to get into the fixed blade world. This won't cause anybody to really raise any red flags. I mean, you're never going to look at this and think, oh my god, he's got a big, scary tactical knife. It's like, no, this is a small, little everyday carry, just to do general tasks. And in the same vein of that, this is a, easily replaced and easily, at this point, Vosteed's probably going to be making a bunch more because these were such a success sales-wise. I'd imagine these are probably going to be, on the market pretty well as a staple model for them. And they release a lot of them a year. Like, they release a lot of their models every year. They'll release them, and if they're successful, they'll get working on another batch pretty quick. That being said, being this is would be relatively easy to replace. My little word of advice this week is to don't ever assume you are irreplaceable. And by that I mean, if you are unnecessarily, loud, boisterous, a liar, basically you treat people wrong. You treat people less than they feel like they should be treated. They're gonna make you irrelevant in their world and replace you. If they even want to replace you, you might just be completely disregarded. So make yourself less likely to have that happen. Treat people like you'd want to be treated. Golden rule. Take some do some self-reflection here and there. Rather than ask yourself, well, what's wrong with the world? Okay, what's wrong with me? What's the things I can control? So, all right, I'm going to try to keep this sub 7 minutes, and I'm doing a poor job. So, you guys take care and have a great rest of the week.